During the summer of 2017, 32 students from the state of Delaware earned a full scholarship to study language, culture, and STEM in China for 28 days. My name is Ruhi Khan, and I was one of the fortunate students to have this opportunity.
My name is Gabi, and like Ruhi, I was able to experience living in China this summer. The Delaware Summer Chinese Links program is a program that was founded 3 years ago as a part of the originally 1,000 China Strong initiative that former President Barack Obama and the OneChild America Corporation placed with a grant from the Chinese General Chamber of Commerce. Family in general and the idea of spending time with family is much more emphasized and a larger part of Chinese culture. It was interesting to see each member of the family's responsibilities in a household in China, which slightly differ from family responsibilities in America. Aside from family responsibilities, the role and position of family members, specifically hierarchy, are different in both countries.
In China, hierarchy is significantly important in home life. Confucius, one of the major influences on Chinese culture and ideology, taught respect and piety for elders. His philosophy revolves around treating one's elder generations and superiors with respect with the intent to retain social order. This also meant that after the parents grew older, their children would return to give care to them. In Chinese culture, caring for elder relatives is the minimum after they took care and raised them.
In recent years, China's growing economy has required many young Chinese people to move away from their hometowns and family so that they could pursue other job opportunities elsewhere in other cities. Because of their close relationship to their family, Chinese people who work away from home try to visit their hometown as much as possible when there are opportunities like holidays, like the Spring Festival or Chinese New Year.
Within a Chinese household, the responsibilities are also inevitably different. Chinese men have the duty of providing financially and for the protection of his family, resulting in the responsibility of having all the decision-making power in the family. While in the past, a father's decision was final, in a more modern family, adults consider the father's wishes but are free to their own. The women in Chinese families were expected to stay home and watch the house and take care of the children. Today, it is not uncommon for women in China, while still having their own careers, to financially rely on their husband or father.
Elders in terms of grandparents and other older relatives are viewed in a different light with more respect and reverence in Chinese culture compared to American culture. In China, elders tend to be more involved in the early childhood of their grandchildren.
China has had its different dynasties, and the importance of family has never dwindled or have the ideas ever changed, until the era of industrialization. There's a relationship between the industrialization and modernization of a country and its population. It increases exponentially. With the increased healthcare improvements and technological advances, the rate of births and life expectancies of Chinese citizens both increased, together causing a major population influx. During the Cultural Revolution in 1977, former Chairman Mao Zedong enforced the OneChild Policy in response.
This policy allowed couples to have only one offspring and no more. The rules of the policy stated that couples, in order to have children in general, were required to come before the government and have their profiles and personal information recorded and checked to see if they were qualified and able to have a child. When the couple received confirmation from the provincial government, they also received a certificate. Although the birth rates did decrease as intended, it was not without consequence. If the couple were to have more than one child at the time, then they were to be forced to pay very large and heavy fines, as well as lose their jobs. The children of the parents themselves were poorly treated as well, not being allowed to use some forms of public benefits and amenities, or simply tagged with a negative reputation.
If a family was to only have one child, a boy is seen as more desirable, causing most female babies to be discarded or aborted. A boy would be more likely to come back and take care of his parents than a girl who is married and living with another family. Young Chinese men also ended up having lots of difficulty finding women to marry and carry on the family.
Times have changed since the climax of the One-Child Policy era. As the One-Child Policy ended in October 2015, couples have been more open about having more than one child, and the female population of China has increased by a large amount.
In contemporary China, the traditional family hierarchy and roles have remained an integral part of home life, although it has slightly become less extreme. The one-child policy still has its effects, even after its repeal, and families of more than one child are still recovering from the excessive fines and difficult lifestyle. Even though the sizes and roles have evolved, China has remained a culture that revolves around family. The collectivist ideals of China display that perfectly, as well as this quote by Confucius.
一个国家的力量源于家庭的诚信. This means the strength of a country stems from the integrity of the family. China is an amazing country with more than just strict parents for caring children. It has delicious food and thousands of years of rich history outlasting any other culture. This experience going to China has made us all more conscientious and aware, and we cannot be more grateful for that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for watching.